Hello, everybody. My name's Sean Earley, and this is Earley Podcasting, podcast for everyday people. And with me today is
Vladimir Garcia, Vladdy Inks. Add me on Instagram and Facebook, MB Abana.
that's right,
I'm just glad to be here today.
fellow artist.
I'm a tattoo artist, coming out from Harderville, Hilton Head area. We're here with Sean, great guy right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's also a co-worker. Works at the same establishment I do. And we're here today to shoot the shit, basically. And so, tattoo. How did you get into that?
I started pretty early, like fucking around, like around 19. I want to say, about like some like, regular coil machines and like
The old school?
old school. I was like, okay, let's see it, like a little kid,
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, cause I saw my buddy. He came over one time and he was like tattooing everybody, and I was like, hey, like I was doing construction. I was doing carpentry.
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that.
And I was just like, man, like, there just got to be something better, Like,
Yes, I know.
I was just like, fuck, dude.
I know.
Going fucking slaving and shit.
Yeah, 9 to 5,
Golly.
making someone else money while you're barely getting by. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I have a hard time with that, too. Besides my regular job, that bohemian lifestyle, I've been living like that for a while, just bouncing around from job to job because, I'd love to be able to make a living doing my art in one way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, did you draw when you were younger? Did you start out drawing? Or?
I came from a school, it's, creative arts, Hilton Head,
Yeah, okay.
elementary, and basically by the time I was done with elementary, I knew like a lot about art, paints and acrylics, and
You knew that was
all
your
that.
thing.
Just like we used to do a lot of clay,
yeah?
designs and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Put it in the machine and
Mm-hmm.
give it to my mom, but
Yeah, I know how
they
they
don't care about
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, I know how that shit is.
Whatever.
Not very encouraging.
Yeah, fuck it.
You need to get your real job.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, I know how that is.
Like, Mom, come on, I'm only 7.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean? But
Show me some love a little bit.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, for my talent.
Just came up from Hilton Head. Hilton back then is completely different from
Yeah.
what it is now. Very very rough neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like dirt road and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Latinos, a lot of Mexicans, and
Mm-hmm.
we just hang with them and
Do your thing.
do my thing, and I just used to get in a lot of trouble and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in
How about you?
Ashland, Kentucky, which is eastern Kentucky, right on the Ohio River. Tri-state area is Ashland, Kentucky, Ironton, Ohio, and Huntington, West Virginia. And I loved it. Especially in retrospect when I look back on it. Unfortunately, I had a pretty cool growing up. I lived in probably the lower middle class, right at the edge of lower middle class, almost just middle class. Anyway, I knew probably when I was 5 years old, art was my thing.
Wow.
Yeah, in grade school, I was drawing all the time. I used to set up my little He-Man toys. My little He-Man toys, set them up.
Oh, yeah.
In fighting positions, and then I'd draw them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, I used to love that shit. And then,
That's
then
fucking awesome. How old were you at this time?
that time I was probably 6, 7.
6, 7?
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah. And then also simultaneously,
Yeah.
I was also into breakdancing. Because
I love. I fucking love fucking breakdancing.
Yeah,
dude.
this was.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this
my
was
fucking dream. To
yeah, this was the early '80s, and dude, I found out I was good. I mean, just oh my god, I can do this. Stand in front of a mirror in my parents' basement. They had in the bathroom down there. They had a full-length mirror. And I just opened the door, and luckily it opened the right way to where it shows the back part of the basement where it had linoleum floor, and it was just an open area. Mm-hmm. So I'd practice in front of the mirror,
doing the shit,
yeah. And then I'd win a few talent shows in grade school and middle school, and I always dance at the. And it was funny because we had a teen nightclub called the Neutral Zone, and go there, and I just loved breakdance. I just loved doing it, and so I'd do it. And a lot of times I'd close my eyes. I'd be out there just
feeling it,
just going off, and then I'd open my eyes, and sounds conceited, but it's just there'd be a circle around me,
Everybody just
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, then
I get those
it gets
all nervous.
Yeah, awkward. Like
oh my god, what the hell? Fuck? Everybody started betting a big circle, and so I became known for that growing up, and then it just kind of faded out. Breaking did. I was disappointed. It was mainstream.
Yeah,
and then it just then
like nothing.
That's when gangster rap came up. That kind of
Tupac,
Biggie, Biggie, which I love. Don't get me wrong, love Wu-Tang. That's my shit.
Wu-Tang Clan,
and Outkast. Love Outkast. But it's a little bit how I grew up, and simultaneously I was drawing all the time.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Just like naturally being like that, I would I wasn't really good at being like drawing, but I was very creative.
Yeah,
if you know what that means. Like
I totally know.
Like I would draw a little bit, here and there and stuff like that. But like I would be like making more stuff. Like I want to make this or I want to make that.
More physical
stuff. Like I don't know. That was like more my attraction of like 3Ds and stuff like that. Sculptures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sculpting. That's why I brought up that we used to do clay and stuff. That fascinated me, fascinated me, and you can touch it, you can feel it, you can see it.
It is cool.
And right now, like, in art and stuff like that, just sculpture, culture, I guess you could say.
Sculpture
like,
culture?
It's insane, like on the skin, it's just beautiful. And
yes,
I'm a Chicano, I love my Chicano style, you know what I mean? Like my respect, but
of course,
but it's something about that sculptures and stuff, Renaissance, the
I know
Renaissance,
yes,
and like
those time periods,
just being like those, just like out of nowhere, doing so, just looking at it, like you used to do with the little
with the
exactly.
He-Man characters,
just, drawing, and then that's when like I started drawing like more when I like got into like that type of stuff. I used to do more of graffiti, like more like just tags on the wall, like whatever art, like I got to a point where it's like, oh, like I'm kind of messy with it, like I don't care what people think, like whatever, you know what I mean. Just start tagging walls. I would just stay tagging, really. I grew up tagging.
Okay. That's interesting because I grew up graffiti, which in the 80s is the bubble letters and all that kind of blah blah blah. And I used to do that, but to be different, I would. It's crazy looking back. It's like I'm like, what were you thinking? Anyway, I would instead of spray painting on walls and shit, the middle of the street.
What?
Yeah, right in the middle of the street. Crazy. That's where I would do it. And my name, and I hate this because I totally ripped it off from, I think, an old 80s breakdance movie or something. I don't know. There's a graffiti artist and I totally ripped his name off. But it's so cool. It made so much sense. And the way I was wanting to do my graffiti, putting it on the road, right in the middle of the road. Anyway, I went by spit. Like, puh, spit. And so,
Oh wow.
yeah. And so I would do my graffiti, and it would be elaborate. I mean, big. You're not going to miss this shit when you drive on the road. You go, oh my, what the?
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I had a shout out to Missy Cox. You know, an awesome, cool. She was so cool. Or is so cool.
Yeah.
Cool chick I grew up with in the neighborhood, and she would keep lookout for me and stuff. And
Shout out.
yeah.
Man.
It was fun, man. Love that stuff.
I still tag a little bit.
Yeah.
You get that little adrenaline.
Right.
Rush, you know, like I'm still young, you know, like,
dude,
and
shit.
I love it still, and
I'll tell you, man.
I think that's one of my weaknesses right now, and
yeah.
I need to stop.
You just
know
gotta
what I'm
tag.
saying?
You see something. Oh, that's a perfect spot.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. right now, like my art, it's like that, you know, crazy graffiti with like some classy look or something like that. You know,
little
like,
style to it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Not just. You know, it's like
Yeah.
you can't even read that. What's that say? You know, I mean, some of the. I like to be able to for people to read what it said, and I do the bubble letters, but I do it elaborate enough to where you had to look at it and kind of spit. Okay, it's not just spit. You know, you had to but
you had to move it and twitch it a little bit so it can be different.
Elaborate on the lettering. You know, a little bit. Yeah, exaggerate. I mean.
Yeah. Do you know Banksy? Banksy.
Hell yes.
Crazy artist, man.
I know,
He's
right?
insane, dude. He's just bizarre and going crazy. Shout out to Banksy.
Yes, originality.
Crazy, man. I have inspiration to the kids.
Yes, big time.
Inspiration to the kids.
Big time, yeah. Yep. Graffiti culture is, I loved it just because, especially when I was young, just because of the whole, number one, sneaking around, you know, that whole excitement of, all right, man, is anybody coming? All right.
Yeah.
You know, and and then waiting for the reactions.
Oh yeah,
that was always the
greatest part.
So, I don't know, man. Jesus, damn, they're pretty good though, aren't they?
Damn.
But you know,
guys,
used to love that stuff. The whole hip hop culture, man. It's so weird. I was nothing but hip hop, like from toddler, and you know, I'm the middle child. Obviously, probably. Anyway, yeah. So it was all hip hop. Well, basically, we didn't even call it hip hop. It's breakdance music. That's what I started with, breakdance. Even rapping when I was growing up. Damn, I'm old. Because rapping wasn't even a thing yet. It was just kind of, it was there, right on the cuff.
Yeah, kind of.
But breaking was, you know, it was rap and then breaking. And breaking, they made movies, you know, Breaking and Breaking 2 and Beach Street and blah, 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 blah.
I feel like people grabbed that flow and they were like, oh, okay, I can spit to this.
Yeah. It evolved from that because it started out, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but anyway, from what I understand, is it started out at those get-togethers because they would, you know, go in abandoned buildings in the hood and basically turn it into a disco. And but instead of disco, you know, they bring their turntables and shit, and they were making their own stuff, taking records and and making their own stuff. And a lot of it was all about breakdancing. It was like you had breakdance battles. I mean, it got to the point where it was kind of cool because it kind of slowed down the gang violence because they went from, this is crazy, they went from, you know, killing each other, to breakdance battles.
That's
You know, so it kind of, it didn't last very long, unfortunately, but, it was a big thing. And then anyway, the hype man who would be on the mic just, saying, put your hands in the air, wave them like you just don't care, holla, holla, that kind of stuff. And that evolved into spitting rhymes, and then, but yeah, I was all about that. I didn't, and my older sister, she was, totally into rock and roll and shit. And, that was during the 80s, so yeah, she was, the new wave. She was into the Police, to like, Cinderella, and, the hair bands, LA Guns, Guns N' Roses.
I love Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. LA Guns is killer too. You need to check them out. There's a connection between LA Guns and Guns N' Roses, but that's a whole other thing. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah,
By your aunt or something.
the hair bands and stuff. She was all into that, and I was nothing but hip hop. So she was trying to basically convert me, like, why don't you check some of this out? And I was like, it's just got fucking noise, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was,
you were like anti, like.
Yeah, and mind you, I'm like, 6, 7, 8, 9 through those years, and I'm all about breaking, and I love that. Anyway, so she kept trying, and eventually, as I grew a little older, I was all right, check this out, and she turned me on to Prince, and because I guess she thought, well, Prince is kind of,
kind of like that,
but he's got
he got that rock,
yeah,
guitar.
So and it worked, and next thing you know, I'm experimenting with all rock, Led Zeppelin, Grateful Dead, to like I said, Guns N' Roses, to all that stuff, and it was funny because I was nothing but hip hop, and then bam, and I gotta give it to my sister, Wendy Copley.
Shout out Wendy.
Yes. She turned me on to all that, and it just opened to all kinds. Now I love everything. From John Coltrane to Tom McDonald. I love it all.
I think I got that breakthrough when I was like maybe like 15. I want to say. I started a little late. I was always like really like, Mexican country, corridos and shit like that, and very cultured, and until I was like, man, like this rock stuff like gets you going, man, or like something about it,
Well, that's cool. That's cool. That's really neat, or that's cool to think about, because that's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
From my experience, that's like you're from traditional Mexican to whoa, what's this?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
so I bet you're like, wow.
Yeah, that's when like
that's cool.
My genre of music was like, okay, opened up and started listening to everything. I love everything, EDC. All types of genre music, like so many of them, like from Hispanic to like everything, rock, what are they, Oprah, blues, jazz, like I love that. I love it. And it's just rock. Once I hear some rock though, like it gets a little mental,
emotional.
It's like, hell yeah, for sure. Yeah,
there's emotion in that. A lot of emotion in that. Good rock, anyway, because there was some, unfortunately, during the 80s, in my opinion, there's, towards the last part of the 80s, some of the bands they were pushing out was just like,
really dark.
No, it was
like trash.
Yeah. It was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all riding that wave too, and then grunge came,
boom,
and just plowed all the way over Cinderella and Guns N' Roses and Poison and Rat and all that. It was like one day it was that kind of music. Next day it was grunge, Seattle, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Nirvana, yada yada.
Creed.
Yeah, Creed. Well, God, yeah, they're on their own. Yeah, Creed's like they're kind of on their own. There's rock and hair metal and grunge and then Creed and then blah blah blah. That's what I think anyway. They're badass.
Shout out Creed, man. Wow.
Yeah, big time.
Fucking nice ass fucking music.
Yes, and then flowered from there. And a acoustic guitarist, Michael Hedges. You should check him out sometime.
I'm gonna tell you something. I listen to everything, shout out my mentor, Lala. He's kind of an old head too, but he puts me on some rock and shit. He be blasting at the fucking shop and fucking gets emotional after that, you know what I mean? I don't really know the names because I just like listen to whatever. Say I go to Pandora or whatever, like I play it and I fucking love it.
Yeah,
like, I don't
person.
Judge.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I am. Yeah,
exactly.
I hear something. Oh man, that's badass. Who was the band?
Shit. I probably
can't remember.
Probably when I'm like really desperate. Like I'm like, okay, like let me look up something and okay.
Like if you're if you were a musician, you'd play by feel. You'd be a feel musician.
Exactly.
That's how I play. Especially with the harmonica.
Yeah.
And I'll set in with bands and I just feel what they're playing. And,
well, when did you start? Doing like instruments or?
Actually,
how did you learn like music?
I just pick up an instrument and.
Like at what age?
Let's see. The earliest. Well, it doesn't matter because that didn't count. I got a picture of me with acoustic guitar. I don't even remember it. It was like when I was like 4 or something like that. But I probably started playing acoustic guitar right after high school, soon after high school. Fiddling around with it. And then I went from that to, I gotta think, because I piddled around with other stuff. But seriously, focusing on one issue, I went from that to harmonica, and that was years later. A lot of gap there. But I fiddled around with drums and other stuff. So a little bit, but I didn't own the
anything, yeah.
Right.
You were exploring.
I was just and and then harmonica, I picked up when I moved down south here actually, and oh man, I think it was Little Walter. Little Walter, R.I.P. He's old school. Muddy Waters and all that. Anyway, I was turned on to him, and I was like, oh, man, I think I might be able. I need to get me harmonica. So I was like, I think I might be able to do this. And actually, John's Music, Hilton Head Island, shout out, best music store around. That's
let's go.
No lie there.
Hey, they've been around.
Yeah,
I know that. For sure.
Yeah, love that. Love that place. And John's, he's a shit, great dude. Anyway, so I went down there. I was like, I'm getting me a harmonica, and so I got me a C because it's the most common. And it was crazy, man. As soon as I put in like what song was it? I think it was something like Cold Shot or something like that. Old blues song. It's a great song. Gotta check it out if you don't know it. Anyway, I put that in and started playing along with it, and it was one of those like a rush dopamine, like oh yeah, I could, yeah, you know,
I could do this shit.
yeah,
I
yeah.
could do this shit.
Yeah, and started teaching myself, maybe just playing around with it, teaching,
Fuck
and,
yeah.
and then it got,
I love the harmonica.
yeah, and then it got to the point where, hold up a second,
You wanna play some shit?
maybe, oh yeah, but it got to the point where, all right, let me explore some other keys, right? So I had the C, and I wanted to get an A and a D, because, you know, I love the blues, so I went A, D, and so I got those harps. Anyway, a good friend of mine, shout out to Busy B, Brian Hughes, what's up?
Shout out to Busy Bees.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Busy B in the place to be. Anyway, I met him when I moved over here, and you know, I'm like, I think I asked him, is there any place where they play live music around here? Blah blah blah. And he was like, oh man, I know this place. It was the Johnny O band. I think that's the name. If it's not, Johnny O, love you. I forget the name of the band back then, but it was an amazing band. They were badass. And I can't remember the place they were playing. God, I wish I could remember that. Anyway, he took me there. They were playing there, and I was like, oh my God. And then Johnny O starts in on, I think it was Cold Shot, and I was, you know, that's kind of like what I've been practicing to, and I was like, oh hell. I was like, oh shit. And B was like, want to get up there? You know, 'cause I was in the other, and I think Johnny O made her was like, and B was like, because he knew him, you know. And anyway, long story short, I got up there and played along with them, and it was off the chain, man. It was off the hey.
It was raps after that.
Yeah, it was a rap. Yeah, I mean, and it was, you know, because the harmonica, in my opinion, is a very emotional instrument.
Yeah.
It's got it. You know, it's and so when they're playing Cold Shot, you know, and then and then I came in just because not a lot of people, unfortunately, except for John from John's Music, plays harmonica. You don't hear a lot of it.
Shout out to John.
Yes,
Johnsky.
Johnsky, and amazing harmonica player, and it was cool. The crowd was awesome. They're like, yeah, as soon as it, and of course that energy, I took it and put it through, and it's like, it was a great set. And Johnny O, it was so cool. He gave me a great compliment. He was like, I'll never forget this. He was like, all right, well, everybody, welcome a new member to the band. Sure. You know, like that. It was so cool, man. I'll never forget that. Shout out to Johnny O.
Johnny O.
But yeah, do you ever mess around with music?
Actually, my parents, you know, my stepdad, shout out, you know, Ramiro. He like made a little group within the uncles, you know, and we used to just play like, you know, Mexican music,
Yeah.
crazy shit like that, you know. But I grew up a lot singing.
Okay.
Singing,
what?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can sing.
Yeah, I can hit you a note and stuff like that, and grew up in the choir of church and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And I was trying to get into the piano, and I was trying to get into the guitar and stuff like that. But within the years and stuff like that, like I've never really studied it. I wouldn't really, exactly. So it's just like, you know what, like I gave my guitar up in like 2020, you know. I was just like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
Probably one day we'll, you know, play.
Come back to it. Keep
ups, you know.
Yeah.
But, right now, I'm like reconsidering, you know, going back to like guitar or fucking piano at least or
Yeah.
something, you know, because I fucking
Experiment with different instruments. see what-
absolutely. And my uncle used to play the bass. My other uncle used to be the guitarist.
Right.
Another uncle was another guitarist.
So you come from a musical family.
Yeah, musical family. They started up some stuff.
You
and
should experiment with that. See what
absolutely.
you got. You know,
And
different instruments.
I feel like if they would have waited a little bit longer, you know, I would have sang for them or something. You know what I mean?
Right,
yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, timing was a little.
Yeah, time was off back
Yeah.
then. Was like, you know what? They're not.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has their wives and kids and you know
Oh, I
stuff like
gotcha,
that.
yeah,
Like
settle
people
down and everything, yeah.
you know, like
Mm-hmm.
they were young, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it happens, you know.
Yeah.
But hey,
Oh.
God, you know, God has some other plans, and I stuck
That's
by
right.
them. You know, you got to stick by them.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
You know, good, bad, ugly, whatever. It all happens for a reason. Even the choices you make,
Mhm.
good or bad.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He needs to learn something. You know.
Yeah,
Bam.
bam. Like, and I feel like the hustle. You know, I never really stopped hustling. I was just like,
Yeah.
keep going.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
hustle
Hustle.
to survive, to eat, to do
To
whatever. You
do
know what I
whatever.
mean? Like, it's just
And still feel at least halfway free.
yeah, absolutely.
You
And
know, that's the world we live in is it's just I don't know. It's unfortunate as far as not having enough time to enjoy the short time we have on this
oh yeah, for
earth.
sure.
You know what I mean?
We take it for granted, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And not only that, we missed 95% of it
Mm-hmm.
working.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
95% of our
all
life
that.
is
Yeah,
working.
yeah, working.
Isn't that crazy?
Working. Yeah.
You think about
Making
that, you're like,
business and-
oh, it's like getting a punch in the gut when you hear that. You know,
Yeah.
95%, you know, the average 9 to 5er
Yeah.
is spent working. It's
Soul,
like, oh,
yeah, soul crusher.
oh, you're right. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, that's a whole other subject you can go on and
Straight heartbreaking.
on. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but from the grind you learn a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
I started working very young,
Yep.
you know, so that kind of like turned into a ball, and I was like,
Yep.
you know what, I want to be professional at something. So I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
I could fucking
Well-
slang tats.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And you know what? You know, speaking of which, what would be your ultimate job for or to do for a living? Your ultimate passion is
Oh.
it tattooing?
I highly definitely fucking slinging tats is like where's
Yeah.
that? Yeah, and
Mhm.
that's my passion. Like
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I just wanna. That's all I wanna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when, where, what
Mhm.
time? Yeah, like let's do it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Like
Keep doing it and
keep
like
doing it. Yeah,
you know, try and get connected, push it out there, and all that good stuff.
absolutely. You know?
Because you know,
Get blasted.
it's a lot of money in that, man.
Get blasted on me.
Once you-
it's
oh,
whatever. Yeah. it's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
I got. Oh, check them out.
Yeah, these are hard.
Yeah,
These are nice.
old school
Yeah.
kind of set up and.
I feel like as an artist, it's hard, man. It's hard to get blasted because like it's like fuck, like there's so much fucking art.
insanely
Like,
hard. And now you got AI.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
It's like,
fuck.
hey, it's like, oh, come
It's
on,
like,
man. Really?
AI
You're
came
taking
out.
the creativity out of human
Yeah.
beings.
They just came out 10 times better than like a year ago, you know, or 2 years ago.
Have you
know?
heard some of the AI music? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the 50 Cent. Yeah, have you seen the 50 Cent remix?
Yes, of the soulful singing.
Yeah, and
I was
what
just
was that
like,
song called?
You're kid. Oh yeah. I
Oh,
saw it
50
on
Cent,
Joe
what was it?
Rogan.
Many Men.
Yeah, Many Men. Yeah.
Many Men.
Mm-hmm. I saw that, heard that, and I was like, it's over.
I was like, oh my god, that's a classic right there. I was like,
No, I don't.
I need to drop that album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is insane. And but but I don't know. You know, I have hope. You know, for okay, they can't really replace the human part of it. You know what I mean? As far as physical painting, physically creating art, whether it's music, whatever medium it is, dance, whatever it is, you know, that just, you know, as soon as I saw that, and as soon as AI came out and stuff, I was like, oh God, here we go. You know, because makes it too easy, you know, for you know.
But when did you start working at like doing plumbing? Like, what was it, like a long career?
No. I started doing that probably, how long's it been? 4 plus 4.5 years or so.
Yeah.
I started that. Before,
yeah.
I did just whatever. I bounced around from job to job.
Yeah, same. I started
job.
plumbing like when I was like 19.
Oh, okay.
18, like not 20, like
right.
You know, and I was just like, I liked it, but not the right circumstances. You know, like yeah. And, but yep.
Yeah, I started. But before that, I was working at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. That was as an artist, it was a cool place to work.
I've learned so many. I was, like you said, jumping from job to job.
Yeah, I've been doing that all my
life. I was like landscaping, fucking.
I started, you know,
construction. Yeah. Every fucking thing. Like, I wanted to test the waters. Like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's out there for me? You know
and
I
would get, after a while, I'd get burnt out. You know, after a while at one job, I'd start getting. It's starting to feel too repetitive. I'm starting to burn out. I guess I burn out quick or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then my eyes would be open for something else.
Absolutely. I don't think it's a burnout. It's just like your mind is like had enough. Like your mind like wants more. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like absolutely. We weren't naturally built to spend 8 hours a day, 7 days a week at the same place doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And I think they started working that in us, simulating us into that mode at as soon as we started going to school. 8-hour days, 7 days a week. Get your body and mind used to that, and then send you out in the workforce, and you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Most of them be cool. Then you'll have a few like us. They're like, no, this ain't right. I don't want to do this. Damn it. You know. But we do what we do, and we try to make it work, and hopefully be successful one day at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, for sure. I wish you nothing but the best, brother, and successful. You know, be successful. And I was gonna ask you about your paintings. Like, what do you like to paint? What's your like favorite like type of material? Like, what are like just like ooh you know what I'm saying?
I kind of have a love affair with watercolors.
Yeah. Because water, baby,
and it's quick and it's spontaneous. And this is how I'm feeling. Bam. Okay, got it.
God, yeah.
You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Fuck. Not yet.
Not yet. You know, keep working on it. You'll
get it right the first time. Let's try it again. You know, that's how watercolor is. You know, but I like it because of that. It keeps things moving.
Flowing.
Yeah, you know, you gotta be kind of quick. And but then again, I also that's probably my favorite right now. I also do like acrylics.
Acrylics, it dries fast.
Acrylics are cool. You can layer them and get some cool effects. Like put a layer of color down or whatever. Excuse me. put a clear coat over that. Put a clear coat over that layer, and then paint over that. Another layer, blah, blah, blah. It'll give it depth and stuff like that. Kind of like they did with oil colors back in the day. Same thing, but do it with acrylic. It works too, and it's quicker. And
way quicker.
Yeah,
That shit dries up in like minutes.
yeah. And the acrylic paint they have out now is really good. Really good. You got to spend a little money, but you get that's with art supplies. You get what you pay for.
Top of the line material. Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to
and that's what I'd like to encourage young artists out there and stuff like that. And not to sound whatever, but don't settle for cheap art supplies, because it's an easier way to get frustrated and give up, and come to realize, hey, it really wasn't you, dude. It was the supplies you were using.
It was a cheap shit.
It really is. It makes a difference.
I feel like that's good bit for like beginners.
Yeah, because they have beginner sets. And
absolutely. After that, it's like, you need to spend some good for some quality stuff. You're gonna have to spend some money.
You're gonna have to spend some money, but
your art is gonna flow. It's gonna
reflect.
Look different. It's gonna feel.
You'll have
different.
more freedom because you'll have more control.
Yeah. Do you sell art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a few pieces hanging up for sale at the local cigar bar here.
Yeah.
Peaceful Henry's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Peaceful Henry's.
Peaceful Henry's.
Love you, Peaceful Henry's, Bluffton Cigar Bar.
Smoke a fucking fat
It's
fucking Cuban cigar over there.
It's the best cigar bar. They have, like, in my opinion, the best humidor around. It's, they got good pipe tobacco, because I'm a pipe dude. I like cigars too, but I like smoking tobacco pipe just because, I'm weird like that. I like you got to fiddle with it and pack it. But, love it. I got a few there, and I've sold quite a bit of art through Peaceful Henry's. Shout out.
No, shout out to Peaceful Henry's. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, what was, like, your highest piece, like you said? Like, what was it on? Was it, like, oil, or what was it?
I've sold a pastel.
Oil pastel?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not oil. No, this is the dry pastel.
The dry pastel.
Yeah, the chalky pastel.
Yeah, the chalky one?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And it was of
fucking
Stevie Ray Vaughan. It was kind of like it's kind of like a collage of him.
Yeah.
I had him, playing in different positions. And that was one of my favorite pieces. Sold it. I've sold quite a few. I can't remember them all off the top of my head.
That's good. That's crazy. Proud of you, man. I've been fucking painting and I haven't sold mine yet, so.
Well, put it out there, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you need some art or anything, fucking holler at me. I'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah. We are struggling artists, literally.
Yes, sir.
And we would love to do it for a living, and it takes. You gotta look at that dot, by the way. See that dot?
Oh,
right
yeah.
Yeah. Because if you look at the screen, and then weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
we need you guys, man.
Yes, we need y'all.
Shout out you guys and. Fuck.
And I think we went over an hour probably, but anyway.
I don't even know. I don't care.
But
I think we still have time.
Yeah, probably.
I think we always have time.
You know what? We should do an art show together.
Yeah, a little art show, gallery type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now I'm doing the skateboard. With like some
skateboard design.
Yeah, it's like skateboard. And so that's gonna drop, and
see, that's another thing I like to do too. Yeah, pen and ink.
Yeah. So we're gonna draw some shit.
Yeah, my brother's like that's his favorite.
What?
Is my pen and ink stuff. Just the black.
Oh, just black and ink. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah. I need to get back to that.
Okay.
Yeah. after a while it's like, all right, I want color.
Yeah.
You know, it's, that's why I bounce around so much.
Do your art, like, do you just like look at the figure, or do you like freestyle, or do you stencil, or yeah,
freestyle, stencil,
yeah,
and but like when
you draw first.
Yes,
you draw it first.
I draw it first,
Yeah.
and here's what I would do. I do, and I learned this years and years and years ago, and it's kind of obvious. It's like, well, yeah, duh. But anyway, I was totally screwing up because I would try and draw whatever it is I was going to paint or color or whatever on the paper or canvas or whatever it was I was going to do it on, right? So by the time I was done getting it how I wanted it, I fucked it up by drawing, erasing, drawing, erasing, drawing. So,
no,
I learned this.
You gotta
go
with the flow.
On certain detail stuff, this art teacher's like, well, Sean, that's why they're called sketches. What you want to do is
you wanna
sketch it out on a whole other piece of paper, the same size you're going to put it on the canvas or whatever. Sketch it out on there, get it how you want it after,
you got it.
Erasing and drawing, erasing. Okay, that's how I want it. Because you screw up the surface from erasing and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you can't you mess up the fucking
paper.
Yeah, the paper or canvas or whatever. He's like, so do it on separate. And then once you've got the lines you want, go back and outline those lines. You don't even have to erase all just outline the lines you want, and then trace that onto, and this was back in the day, trace it onto a paper, and then take carbon paper and transfer it onto your canvas or wood or whatever it is you're going to do. That way, you only have it's nice, neat, clean. There's no erase. There's no scuff ups from trying to work out your piece on your canvas or whatever.
And that's a great rough draft. And
it's a great tip. Work out your sketch on a separate piece of paper. Once you have it, darken the lines you want. Basically, go over the lines you want on it. Tracing paper, trace over that. Or now they have the light boards. Get you a light board. You don't even have to do all that. Once you get the lines you want, you just take that, put it on your light board, and then put your other paper over that, and then trace it over. But anyway, it's a better way.
That's what trad artists do. Like a lot of trad, shout out traditional,
But also paint, also complete freestyle too. Just nothing like that one over there. There was no sketching or anything like that. That's acrylic, the one I got on the thing over there I'm working on.
Nice.
But I do that too, and I like it all, man.
Well,
nice. I like it all. I like to do it.
Thank you for sharing that tip. And
it's a great tip.
Yeah.
Because
for the artists out there, trying to learn. And,
it's a good tip. It'll keep you from screwing up your canvas or whatever it is you're trying to work your piece out on. You want to use a separate piece of paper and then transfer it to that, and then bam, you're good to go.
Yes, sir.
There's an amazing artist that I went to high school with. This dude is
nuts.
Oh, dude. I mean, he's insane. He's got a cool name even. I don't know if I want to say it because I don't know if he,
approves.
Yeah, would like me to do that. But
canceled.
But I went to high school with him, and I don't know him that well, but I got him as friends on the. But this dude is, I mean, the stuff he can and it's like, what? Yeah, he's amazing. He sculpts and all that stuff. I wish I can give him a shout out, but I don't want to do that in case he don't want me to. Yeah, don't want. Hey man, what'd you say my name for? Even though I don't think he would. Because he's an artist. I'm sure he wants his stuff out there.
Absolutely.
But anyway, So what's ahead of you?
Hopefully, just build some homes.
Yeah.
Build some homes and fucking live fucking peacefully, cause that's all what a man wants.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got that. Mm-hmm.
Some homes and fucking just try to fucking go hard and fucking tattoos and make some more art.
Yep.
This is the beginning.
Oh,
It feels like the beginning.
It is.
And I'm already like 3-4 years deep.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's just gonna keep going.
Just keep at it. Keep at it.
It's like that water drop.
That's
that
right.
water drop saying.
Yeah.
It just goes like it hit like a rock or something.
Right. Yeah. I know what you're saying. You know,
Yeah.
it just keeps. Eventually
that shit goes fucking through. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a good analogy. But
I thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you, brother.
It's great. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Blatty Inks.
Blatty Inks, baby.
Link in the bio. And
Yep.
Facebook, you can call me MB Abana.
MB Abana. MB.
MB.
That's what I like calling him. MB, baby.
MB. Well, Manuel.
Yeah.
My first name, Vladimir.
Yeah, that's.
Shout out to
I love that. That's such a cool Vladimir.
Yeah,
Vladimir. It's almost sounds Viking. Yeah.
That was like some crazy shit. my mom.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, is your mom an artist? Is there art from there?
No, just just fucking.
I got you.
Riding, here. There's Hilton Head. I feel like is like really, really good at school.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Really, really good school, but I'm blessed.
And you got Savannah. We got Savannah.
SCAD.
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 The good old SCAD.
You gotta do your homework.
Yeah.
Do your homework, kids.
That's right.
Out there, do your homework.
And follow your dreams.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Start as young as possible and follow your dreams. What your passion is, so you can do it for a living. You'll have a much happier life.
Much happier life, man.
Yes,
I promise you.
But all right, man. Love you, brother.
Have a good night, man.
Yep. This is Earley Podcast for everyday people.
Hey,
Signing out.
Shout out to Sean.
Peace.
All right.
Oh, man.